France is a wonderful country. It's a country which is very diverse. It's very central in Europe. It's one of the main European economies. And this is also the home of gastronomy.
You can find big groups, you can find startups, young startups, you can find international organizations, multicultural groups and communities, so you can share your own culture, your own skills, and I'm sure it will be a great journey. Teaching in business schools is extremely interesting because we get to look at real-life examples of companies for management and marketing, and I prioritize student involvement, both in the participation in class and also in bringing topics that they're curious about. So I try to create a really interactive environment where everybody learns from each other. I learn from my students, and I hope that they learn from me too.
I'm very grateful. I meet so nice teachers here. It's very supportive. Like we have any problem, we go and call them. They are always there for us, you can say 24/7.
At Aura, you have a very almost family feeling where students are really taken care of and assisted in their administration and just figuring out life in Lyon when they arrive.
Don't worry about accommodations, your health insurance. You will find the best support from our Aura staffs and professors. So be chill, guys, and you are welcome to Aura International Schools.
Aura has something which other schools do not necessarily provide, which is the way students are welcome. Here in Aura, I was very happy and very surprised to see that the school is going to take care of housing, the school is going to do all the work papers and the social security, medical coverage, and anything that they will need for their stay in France. So they're not just coming to school, they're coming to a place where they can live the life they want to live when they are students, and the school will help them and support them for that.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to this exciting and informative session. I am Muskan from Sikhya Overseas, and we are truly delighted to have you all join us today. At Sikhya Overseas, we are committed to connecting students with meaningful international education opportunities, and today we are proud to be collaborating with Aura International School of Management, an emerging and dynamic institution that is quickly making its mark in the global education space. Aura International brings a fresh and future-focused approach to studying in France with programs designed to meet the evolving needs of international students. It's a great time to learn more about what they offer and how they are shaping new pathways for students like you. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge and welcome Team Aura. And now, without further delay, I'd like to invite Mr. Darren Hunt, President of the Aura Group, to take over and guide us through today's keynote. Over to you, Mr. Hunt.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for sharing this afternoon with us. So as you said, without further ado, what I will actually do is explain to everybody that's here today why you should consider coming to study in France, and of course why you should consider coming to Aura International. So here we go. Basically, I'm going to be talking to you in depth about the courses that we offer, but also the benefits of coming to France, how it will help you. The government here will help you financially too. So let's go straight into it. First of all, about our International School of Management. We are actually a fairly new school, relatively new, founded in 2021, not just by myself, but with my colleagues. And we have 2 campuses today, the first of which is in Paris. Now, obviously, everybody knows Paris by its name. We're actually in the area of Paris that is called La Défense. La Défense is actually the biggest business hub in Europe. The biggest business hub in Europe. So it's a great place to be to study, whether it be business or hospitality, which I'll go into later. Just a couple of photos and images from our school. So here you have in the top left-hand corner, you have the cafeteria. We have a library and reading area. We have the classrooms, of course. What you can't see on there are many other places, including a games room where the youngsters have these PS5s and baby football and all this kind of thing. So it's a very nice place to be and to study. We usually have to end up kicking out the students at the end of the day because they just enjoy it so much there. Moving on to the city of Lyon. So Lyon is actually the first campus that we created. Lyon in France is known as being the capital of gastronomy, which means that certainly in terms of high-end restaurants, the biggest chefs that are internationally renowned, they come originally from this city. So it made sense for us to be in the city of Lyon, which is equally the second biggest economic city in France. So it made sense for us to be in Lyon and in Paris, the 2 biggest cities in France. Just a couple of images with some of the students there, again with the cafeteria, games room. There you go, you can see the table football. So just a couple of images there from our campus in Lyon. The next biggest thing that people think about after, of course, the university or the college where they'll be studying and the courses is accommodation, because when you're going to study abroad, you have to live there for 2 or 3 years, depending whether you're doing your bachelor's degree or your master's degree. Accommodation in Europe is expensive, granted. I mean, you're looking at a cost of 400 to 800 euros per month, and that's just for your accommodation. Now, that will vary very much depending on whether you're in the centre of town or whether you're on the exterior of the town. Okay. Now, there are some good bits of news here. Aura actually does provide some of our own accommodation on one of the campuses, but we do in both campuses have possibilities for you in terms of accommodation, which will work out cheaper for you. We'll be more around the 450 to 600 euros mark. Now, on top of that, the biggest benefit of this is that the French government so much want international students to come to France, including and above all international students from India, that they actually will help you financially, and they will pay you back each month between 35 and 50% of what you're paying for your rent. So instead of paying, for example, I'm going to take a round figure, instead of paying 500 euros a month, you could be paying just 250 or 300 euros. So they're helping you financially to be able to come and study in France. Moving on to another big part of your studies is the internship. Now, you will see when I talk about the courses in detail that each year you have 6 months studies and 6 months internship. Now, the reason we've had this method put into place is so that in the 6 months internship, you can put into action and actually do what you have been taught during the first 6 months. So each year, 6 months studies, 6 months internship. Now, the internships are provided through our partner companies. Obviously, you have to be up to standard and you will have an interview to gain your internship. But nevertheless, all of our students today, 100% of them have them through our partner companies. Now, when you have your internship, once again, you'll be putting into practice your skills that you've been taught, but also you will be paid for this and you will be paid each month. Now, whether it be in business or hospitality, it's a paid internship. The absolute minimum that you would earn is just under 625 euros per month. Now, having said that, if you're doing a business internship, very often you will be paid a little bit more. However, in reality, it's pretty much the same, because if you're doing your internship in hospitality, it may be in a high-end restaurant, it may be in a hotel. In a hotel, for example, they will actually give you accommodation, they feed you, you have your uniform. So in actual fact, any money that you earn is really just pocket money. On top of that, during the internship, you wouldn't have this possibility, but during your 6 month studies, you could actually have a part-time job too. All of the students that we have today, if they wanted a part-time job, they found one. Maybe not always the best part-time job in the first 6 months, because obviously they've just arrived in France and perhaps don't speak any French yet. But rest assured, we're giving you French lessons each and every day. So the idea is that you learn French so that when you go to your first internship, you obviously have a minimum amount of French. And then the following year, you'll be able to perhaps even get a better part-time job. Just while I'm on the subject of part-time jobs, the minimum wage in France is just over 10 euros net in your pocket per hour, which means if you're working 20 hours a week, for example, you'll be earning something like 800 euros a month. So just some of our partners that we have, I mean, there are just a very small sample of them there, but they're very international, all walks of life, whether it be business or whether it be hospitality. The biggest benefits of actually coming to France, let me just say, there's one that's not on the screen, and this is the very first one I'm going to mention, is that Indian students, and because India and France have such a very good political relationship, the government in France are really encouraging Indian students to come here, which means they want to give you a visa. As long as you have a good solid file and a good project and you know where you're going, what you're doing and what you want to do, and maybe in the future, there's no reason you won't get your visa. Okay. Now, the reason I say that they really want Indian students to come to France is that we're often asked about what's called a stay over visa. That's not the official term, but for students coming from India that are studying on a master's degree level, you actually have the right now to stay in France up to 5 years if you want to look for a job and stay in France. Any other country in the world, it's 1 year. So you can see the relationship that France has with India. Some of the other benefits are the social security system, health and insurance coverage for all international students. So basically what the government are saying, come here. Yes, we have a fantastic health system, but it's expensive. However, as a student, you won't pay for that. So it's free for you. Second one is the internship assistance, which I mentioned earlier, which is where you would have a guaranteed paid internship, and we would put you in contact with our partner companies for your interview, for your internships. Schengen visa is something that you would need to come to Europe, and especially to come and study in France. Because you have a Schengen visa, this actually means that you could visit any other country within the Schengen region. So there's another 26 countries that you can go and visit. Now, I'll be honest with you, many of our students don't have the time because they're studying, they have a part-time job, they have their internship, but very often during the school holidays, then they will go away. We have international airports, obviously, in Paris, but also in Lyon, which means that from those international airports, you can travel anywhere within the Schengen region on very low cost, because we have low cost air flights, as little as 20 or 30 euros. You could go to Barcelona or go to Italy. In fact, from Lyon, you could go to Italy on the bus because it's literally an hour and a half away. So there's many, many things you can do once you're here in Europe. The CAF I mentioned earlier, equally, it's the subsidy on accommodation rental from the government. So they pay between 35 and 50% of your rent each month. Student concessions, again, is the government through ourselves, but it is the government. They're saying that, look, we've put into place a system where you have an official student card from a school that is an official school and backed by the government. And then you can use this card to be able to get concessions almost everywhere. If you look at transport for the buses, the trains, etc. All of this is up to 70% less for students in France. French students too, not just international, all students in France. If you go to the cinema, it's cheaper. If you go to museums, it's cheaper. Even food outlets are cheaper. McDonald's is even cheaper for students. So you can see they've really put everything into place to make it a little bit cheaper for people coming from any other country to study in France. So if I go into the depth now of the programs that we offer, so we have 3 programs that we're going to talk about today. The bachelor's degree, the BBA. This particular course we offer in international business management and international hospitality management. The course duration is 3 years, 6 months studies, 6 months internship. I'll never stop saying that. And that's each year. The eligibility criteria, the European Baccalaureate, which you wouldn't have, but then it's either a high school diploma, 12th grade, or higher secondary school certificate, or the equivalent in any stream. Now, you can see the course fees that are on the screen at the moment. For Paris, it's actually 10,100 euros per annum with a 320 euro admin fee. And the intakes are actually incorrect on the screen. It's September. The 2nd of September, the school opens and starts, opens its new year and starts. And the last delay for any applicants is the 15th of June. So we still have a little bit of time. However, having said that, I must tell you that obviously the number of spaces are limited, so it is on a first come, first served basis. So then you have the Lyon campus, which is 8,500 euros per annum, 320 euros admin fee, and again the intake is in September. So intake in September, cut-off date for applying, because you have to, one, have your interviews with ourselves. If you pass those 2 interviews, then we actually have to help you go through the visa process. So the cut-off date is the 15th of June, but it may be before that, because obviously it's on a first come, first served basis. I will be talking to you about scholarships. Stay tuned, because the scholarships are interesting, which will bring the course fee actually down even more. So if I move on to the MBA, which is the Master in Business Administration, again, the specializations are International Business Management and International Hospitality Management. Now, they sound like rather broad titles. Let me just explain, whether it's the BBA or whether it's the MBA, what actually does it mean? International Business Management. All of those 3 words are so important. The first one's international. Your degree is recognized internationally, which means you can go and work anywhere in the world, basically. Almost every country in the world will accept a degree that's come from France. The second word is business or hospitality. And the third word, management. That's the same for both of them. When you are coming to have a degree, to do your degree in international business management or hospitality management, we are teaching you how to be a manager tomorrow, which means you will manage teams. When you manage a team, you need to know a little bit about every part of your business. You don't need to be specialized in digital marketing. If you know a lot about it, great, but you don't need to be specialized in that one particular subject. You need to know about all of them, because in your team, you may have somebody that's doing digital marketing, but then you have someone else that's dealing with HR, the hiring and firing of staff. So as a manager, such as I am, I need to know a little bit about everything that all of my team are doing. And it's my team that are these people that are actually specialized in each particular subject. So the MBA, International Business Management or Hospitality Management, 2-year course this time. Again, 6 months studies, 6 months internship. And the eligibility criteria is the European Baccalaureate level 3 or 4, a bachelor's degree, any stream, so a BBA, or the equivalents in any stream. And you have, again, the course fees on the screen. This is being recorded, by the way, so you can go back to YouTube and look at this if I was going a little bit too fast for you. So in Paris, 11,400 euros per annum with a 320 euro admin fee. Lyon, 9,500 euros per annum, once again with a 320 euro admin fee. And again, the intake is September, right at the beginning of September. So moving on, we have equally an EMBA. So what is an EMBA? It's an Executive Masters in Business Administration. It is for people that have already got their bachelor's degree and then they went straight out to work. Got the bachelor's degree, went out, started working. They have a minimum of 3 years working experience. And then they've decided, actually, I'd like to go back and do my master's degree because that's going to help me climb up the management level, climb up the ladder of management. So basically, if you have more than 3 years working experience and you already have your bachelor's degree, you can apply for an executive master's degree, which is a 12-month course, but still a master's degree, 6 months study, 6 months internship. And the eligibility criteria is the European Baccalaureate 3 or 4. It's basically your bachelor's degree. The course fee is 11,200 euros per annum. And the intake is actually in October for this. And this course is only available in the campus in Lyon. So Early bird scholarships. I did say I would mention these to you. Basically, what we're offering scholarships in both campuses. Again, it is on a first come, first serve basis. Basically, to be totally transparent with you, what I do is at the end of each year, I decide how much money we're putting in the pot, and that will help students tomorrow that wish to come and study in France, by giving them a scholarship. And obviously, once that money is run out, then we have none left. So it is on a first come, first serve basis. If you wish to go and study in the Lyon campus, then for the second year of your studies, you would have a €3,000 scholarship. So that would be for the second year. If you're doing an EMBA, it's €1,000. That's for the first year, of course, because it's a one-year course. If you go to the Paris campus, which is the newest of the two, you actually get a scholarship from the first year. So you'll get €1,500 in the first year and 3,000 in the second. We're trying to push the campus in Paris, obviously, because they're both relatively new. However, the campus in Paris is very new. So we're trying to draw people there, and that's why we're giving this extra bonus for the first year. To apply, basically, it's very simple. I would say that the most important thing is that you actually visit our website. If you visit the website, you can find out so much more about who we are, what we're offering, testimonials from some of the students that are there. You can see a lot about France and the benefits of studying in France. And of course, obviously, through our partner, you can ask any questions, and then we'll have a member of our staff that will be with us shortly. You could equally ask questions to. If I talk about accreditations, now this may seem like the boring part for some of you, but believe me, this is so important. Accreditations are basically, I would say, sort of certificates to say that this particular school is up to a certain level when giving education to students coming from wherever they come from, abroad or within France. So some of them you may have heard of. On the right-hand side of the screen, you have one called EMBA, Business Graduates Association, of whom we're a member. We have then ICRE. Now, ICRE is specifically and almost uniquely for hospitality, to say that we're giving a very high level, a very high standard of teaching. EFMD Global is just that. They're international everywhere in the world. We're using them more to guarantee our business courses. Then we have RNCP, which probably you've not heard of. This is probably one of the most important. This is actually the French government. So again, this is an accreditation for the courses. Then we have the Chambers of Commerce and Industry, which we're extremely proud of because we're one of only 9 schools that are actually affiliated and partners with the Chambers of Commerce and Industry. So you have our contact details on the screen. What I think we should do now is perhaps just bring back our partner here. Here we go. And also, if I could just introduce Mahima. Mahima, would you like to introduce who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure there. Thank you. So first of all, thank you, Muskan, for calling us over here and, just making us present ourselves in front of the students. And student this side, Mahima, I am your admission manager for Aura International School of Management. So I'm here to answer all your queries. So whatever questions you have, you can just write down in the chat box. So me and Muskan will be here to answer all your queries, and we'll be happy to help you out for your next journey to France.
Yeah. Okay.
And
sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Please tell it.
I was just going to say, I'm so happy you said that you want to answer all the questions, because we do have some. Actually, I'm going to bring one of the first questions up, which is from Neha Moom. Sir, France, me, without IELTS, PTE study visa, MIL-J. I'm sorry, I don't understand the end, but I'm sure somebody does.
Sure. I'll be answering the same. So Neha, yes, we have, you can apply to France student visa without any IELTS and PT language test. Make sure you have your MOI with yourself, and your English score must be 55 in 12th standard. So you have to ensure if it is above 55, then we can just go ahead with your portfolio. So we don't require any IELTS and PT or any of the language tests. I hope I'm able to answer your question.
That's great. Thank you. We have another one, interesting one here from Chahal. Do we have to give any interviews for admission? I know the answer, but I'll let perhaps you answer, Mahima.
Sure. So Muskan, would you love to answer? I think you will be helping out to the entire process. Do you wish?
Yes, of course. I mean, students will have to go through interviews, but our team will be helping them prepare for the interviews. Initially, the admissions team will take interviews from the students and, then see how much preparation is required. And then after the university interview is cleared, then another interview by Campus France will take place, and our team will help students from end to end with the process.
Yeah, just to add a little bit to that, if I may, there are actually in the process 3 interviews that you would have. The first interview would effectively be with a member of our team, probably based in India itself, and then obviously they will help you and correct anything that's perhaps not where it should be or as it should be. You'll have then a second interview, which will be with a member of our team based here in France. But again, everything is conducted in English, such as all of the programs are delivered in English. And once the 2 interviews have gone through and you've been successful, they're not difficult, believe me. You just have to talk from the heart, just be fluid and just say what you're thinking and what your project is. But once you've passed those 2 interviews, then our teams together will actually help you prepare for your Campus France interview. So thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look. We have another one here from Shubham Parwa. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. I'm doing my best. Can I apply with a gap year?
So, Shubham, yes, you can apply with a gap year, but make sure your gap is properly justificable. So, if your gaps are justified, we can able to process your file, but there are age limits. So, if we need to first, check your eligibility for the profile for, the program which you will going to enter into. But yes, gap year are acceptable depending on the situation and the eligibility criteria.
Okay, thank you. Fantastic. We've had quite a few other questions which are the same as earlier, so I'm just going to show them, but we have actually answered those concerning the proficiency tests, which are not required. We've talked about the exams that are involved. Let's have a look. Okay, we've got one that we can't actually do today. Let me just tell you, let's be upfront and honest with you. Basically, I've showed some of the photographs. I'm from India and I want to see university building and classrooms, please. I think probably in the video you saw some of the classrooms. We are actually working on having a specific walkthrough video for the 2 campuses. For the moment, either on Google Maps, you can see, just go to the website, you can see there are more photos on the website, and on our YouTube site, you have videos as well where you can see the students in the classrooms and the different sites. But yes, something I've been asked for probably up to a year ago. I shouldn't be saying this, should I? It means I'm a little bit late, but it's one of these walkthrough sort of 3D videos. I'm not sure what they call them, but we will have this soon, promise you. Okay, let's have a look what else we have. What documents are required to start the application process? This is Chahal again.
Okay, Chahal, I think what documents you require, you have the contact detail of Sikhya Overseas in the chat box. They will guide you to the entire process. So we require academic documents, we require financial documents. So what all exactly the document checklist, they will going to help you out. You can reach out to them. They have dropped their phone number and the contact details. Or else, if you have any more queries, you can also reach out to our website as well directly if you wish to contact us. We'll be happy to answer your queries.
Okay, thank you. Is the internship paid? Yes, we did actually mention this. 624 euros is the actual legal figure. That's the minimum. Companies and hotels and restaurants can pay well above that, as much as 2 or 3 times that, but that's the legal minimum in France. So to answer your question, yes, it is. We've another one about gap years. We've answered this. Can students apply with the gap year? So yes, as long as it's justified. Rishav asked the same question. Are there any scholarships available for international students? Yes, as I mentioned. For the first year, if you're going to Paris, it's 1,500 euros, and the second year is 3,000 euros. And in the campus in Lyon, it's 3,000 euros for the second year, not for the first year. But again, you can see those in the video if you want to come back to this video on our YouTube channel, which you must subscribe to. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel so that you'll have all updates and the new info that we'll be bringing out to you. When should I apply for September intake? Tomorrow morning. I think it's a good idea. If you could start tomorrow morning, it would be good. But in reality, as I mentioned earlier, up until the 15th of June, which is the cut-off date, but it is on a first-come, first-served basis. Why is it the 15th of June when you are only going to start in September? It's because you have to allow 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks to be able to get your stuff together, that we prepare you for your interview at the consulate or with the consulate, because sometimes it could be online, so that you can get your visa. And that does take time. So you need to prepare yourself in advance. We are also offering for those students that are eligible and that are very keen to come to France, French courses. We can offer you a pre-France French course, which means you could learn just a few basic things, basic words, before you actually even get to France. If you don't do that, that's fine. You don't need to. It's not an obligation. But if you are really keen and you're very, very committed, we can do that for you. We can offer you French courses, which will also strengthen your file when you're going for a visa. If you can say, look, I've just taken a French course, albeit a short course, and I have a certificate to show that, it's just going to help you. It's just going to help you when you're going for your visa. Let's have a look. Oh, I think I've got a congratulations here. Not sure if you know who this person is. From Mukhtar Pathan. Congratulations, you both ladies. Proud of you. Okay, so thank you for that, Mukhtar. It's very kind of you. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, here we have some of the details for Sikhya Overseas that I'm putting up on the screen. So you have their phone number there, you have their email, you have their website, you have their Instagram, you have everything you need to get in touch with them. Okay, and you have one of them, the members of the team here. So if you have any questions, just bring them on. Okay, so again, we've answered this. Is French language proficiency required to study or work in France? Not at all. However, to work in France, I mentioned in my presentation that 100% of the students that we have today that wanted a part-time job have one. So they have one when they first arrived in France. I would say more than 90% of the students didn't speak a single word of French, and they still found a job. However, it's not going to be as good as if you can have a few words behind you. So generally speaking, yes, you can get a job just speaking English. Obviously, second-year students and third-year students have even better jobs because now they speak some French. Okay, we've already mentioned this. 1 year gap eligible to apply. Yes, as long as it's justified. Let's have a look. Okay, this one, I'm putting it up on screen, but I think you need to get in touch with us. Passport is under renew process, maybe out for the 20th of June. Can I initiate the visa process? I'm not sure he can without his passport, can he? No, he can't. So you're going to have to
have at least 1 year of validity and plus. So, Dr. Subhash, so if you have 1 year plus validity of your passport, then you can go with the process. Otherwise, I would suggest you go and renew the passport first, and then we can apply with the process.
Yeah. Now, because of the date, he's mentioned the 20th of June. Look, Dr. Subhash, what I propose to you is that you get in touch with us. Maybe you go through the initial process, so at least you know that you've been accepted by Aura. If you've been accepted, then let's just play it by ear when you actually get your new passport. So get in touch with us. Perhaps go through the process first, and then we can see what we can do to help you. Okay, scholarships again, we've mentioned this. Somebody's asking if the 6 months of internship you mentioned in the course is paid. Yes, it is. I mentioned it a couple of times, 624 euros minimum. It could be much, much more than that, but that is the legal minimum in France. Very strict in France for working and how much we pay people. You can't just pay someone as much as you think you want to pay them. The minimum legal payment system is there, which is good. It protects everybody. Okay. Not sure if I understand this one. After study, pre-Keeley, No, I don't understand that. Sorry.
Okay. So Mr. Akash is saying that after study, is there any PR option? So yes, sir, we do have PR option, but it depends on the criteria. So I would request you can reach out to us. There are options, so we will be happy to help you out. What is the process to go into for that?
Okay, thank you. Let's have a look. I'm not sure what. Mukhtar again. Respected Darren Hunt, please visit India, my city. We will arrange big student seminar in my city. With pleasure. I'm not sure which city you're from, but I do visit India very often. I was supposed to visit this month, and unfortunately, for other reasons, I couldn't, including some small health issue, but it was only my teeth, nothing to worry about. So, yeah, I will be visiting India again. I visit very often, usually 2 or 3 times a year. So, by all means, reach out to our team, tell us where you are. I love visiting, and I've visited almost every corner of India, which is a big thing to say because you have such a massive country. Okay, let's have a look if there are any last questions before we round things up. Okay. No, that's it. The other question was answered. So look, from my point of view, I'd just like to thank you all for having invited me here today, for one, for my team, Mahima, being with me here, and for all of you watching. And I'll leave the last few words to Muskan. And if Mahima, if you just want to say goodbye, and then we'll leave to Muskan the last few words.
Yeah. So I think Muskan, you can just conclude the statement.
I
Because
just
you are the
want to
one hosting us over here.
I just want to thank Darren and you, for answering all these questions and offering such an insightful session. I hope all doubts are clear, and you people can connect with us. We have dropped our details. You can connect with us through our Instagram, our website, our WhatsApp, and we'll be there to guide you through the whole process. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining us today. We look forward to being a part of your global education story. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much.